Hey. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm Adele Lefevre, and I'm jumping back on for another live stream from Hilo, Hawaii. I'm going to talk today about energy work and setting intentions before every session. This is something that comes so profoundly in handy to be able to build your own practice and almost ritual kit of being able to approach sessions fresh and high energy, high impact in a way that really gives the clients confidence in your practitioner impact. So when we are accepting in a new client, we of course have our broad intentions as practitioners. We want to impact our communities, we want to help people, we want to bring our modality to the forefront of the healing process. We want to show people how effective massage therapy or whatever our particular modality could be. We have our own batch of obvious intentions, and then of course we always have our own subtler or maybe shadow intentions. We want to prove that we are healers. We want to show that we can do it. We want to retain clients, and we obviously want to support ourselves on income derived from the work that we are passionate about. So all of those things are already involved in our own intentions, but as the client is getting onto the table, as we're doing our intake process, we are also collecting information from them about their intention. This is the most important question in my intake sequence, honestly, is what is it that makes you decide now's the time to book a massage? For my clients who are in regularly, who have a 4-week cycle, a 6-week cycle, whatever it is, we're in an ongoing dialogue about what is happening in their bodies individually, session by session over the course of weeks. But for every new client, I'm going to always start the session asking about why they decided to book in a massage or energy session, whatever they're happen to be here for. Hey, Chris Finn and Twick Myers. Nice to have you guys in here. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm just chatting and hanging out. So as I'm bringing these people in and modifying my intentions in order to adjust to their intentions, to recognize what brought them in, they're going to give me a lot of small details of information. Some of this information will be pretty obvious and quick to make sense of, meaning that they'll tell me I have pain in my shoulder, there's something wrong with some part of my body, I'm feeling a sensation that I don't understand. They'll be able to identify that for you. Sometimes though, they're going to start telling a story that does not seem related to what they've expressed, or that may take a little bit of a mental jump to understand why are they here? Why did they come in that day? Decoding this and understanding what really tipped that person over from going about their day, suppressing their pain, dealing with their trauma in the background, whatever it is, like figuring out what is going on with their intention is really key to tip over into creating sessions that really draw them into the deep state where healing is going to happen. Because we always want to deeply activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is where we get into rest and digest. We're aware and sensible of the sensations within our body, and our central nervous system is actively coding out to all of the cells to go into repair mode and to restructure, to use the available resources, and to correct anything that's going a little bit sideways in the body. I have a couple of questions down here coming in. Honestly, it's like I'm very much getting used to switching before, switching back and forth between staying on track and like recognizing the questions, but I appreciate all of you being in here. We have Twick Myers commenting about, I have adult ADHD and autism. I'm not handicapped, I'm 20 and I'm a Taurus. Hey Taurus. And also neurodiversity. Welcome, and I'm glad that you are here. Following down, thank you. Some nice compliments here. A couple of physical therapists. Appreciate you showing up. I hope you're having a nice time. Physiotherapists as well. And yeah, feel free to mod. Yes, this is a t-shirt and a skirt if you're super curious about that. Thanks everyone for joining us. So falling back into this idea of finding the client's intention is so key to directing the session in a way that's going to be deeply effective for them to absolutely get what they came for. And like we talked about a few videos ago, I think matching up intention and matching up expectation between what the client thinks is going to happen and what actually happens is super key to them feeling safe and in control of the session and being able to get into that parasympathetic state where they're able to completely relax and activate that healing mode. So we have these three different angles: your obvious professional level intentions, your personal intentions and how that impacts your life, and then also the client's stated and unstated intentions in a whole integrated set. So at some point you're going to have the client hopping onto the table. If you're just doing energy work or Reiki, a lot of times you don't necessarily need to leave the room. In massage therapy, you'll almost always have to step out of the room, even if you're doing a closed session, in order to go wash your hands. And so honestly, I like to recreate that rhythm even if my client is not undressing. I want to have that integrated moment of registering, recognizing their experience and intention, and then I want to remove myself from their field of energy briefly so that they can kind of process and reset and not be experiencing that impact of my energetic field on their energetic field. If you're normally doing a lot of energy work, that'll make intuitive sense to you. If you don't normally think in terms of energetic field, I would just say draw from your experience of when you know that you're being watched, when you get that sensation of being completely at ease being alone, versus when you're aware of the people or person who might be observing you, and how that takes up a certain amount of mental space, whether or not you care what they think or they're trying to interact with you at all. There's just a little bit of a difference in what we'll call the energy and the energy exchange there. So when you create that moment of separation so that they can reintegrate for themselves, then you can also have your own kind of integrated moment. Then there's an opportunity that I think is so important and a lot of us don't take advantage of, or we don't consistently take advantage of. We need to create a ritual pattern which programs our subconscious to be able to activate the energy state that we want to recreate every time in every session, so that we can be getting reliable patterns of settling into our own energy and experience that as predictable. And as our confidence goes up, knowing that we're going to be able to access that state regardless of the other variables in the conditions for that day, then that allows us to be more predictable, more reliable, and trigger more trust and acceptance and relaxation in the client as well. And this can be anything. Your ritual can be so distinct to your own practice and your personality. I know a lot of people who use crystals, who have a specific crystal that they touch and hold and just have like a meditative moment. I really like to use aromatherapy signals, reset the space in between clients as well, maybe with an incense or with a like roll-on aromatherapy. Making up your own scent can be really powerful in terms of creating that reliable state. And the more that you repeat the same sensory sequence in the same order, the more reliable that will become for you, and the more intense and quickly you will be able to drop into the state of having energetic balance and control within yourself, where you're really calling on the client's mirror neurons, almost, as you, if you will, to activate into their healing process as well. So that's a bit metaphorical, and for some people you may feel that that's not super necessary, but especially for those of us who tend to reach out toward clients who are seeking energy balance, and for those of us who experience naturally a lot of energy variability, grounding in a sensory sequence that has a ritualistic sensation can be an incredible way to cement ourselves into our own practice, to create more predictable results and to be more confident and comfortable, so that we're really triggering relaxation in the clients and getting into that deep healing state faster and more reliably over time as we practice more and more. Thanks so much for joining us. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you all again whenever life brings us together. Have a wonderful rest of your day.